Three, two. Hey, Michael, so talk to us. Tell me one or a couple tactics, strategies, or thoughts we can do with in-house membership plans that you know can definitely help other practice owners out if we were to implement it today.
Yeah, as a marketing agency, we love when our clients and our practices have in-house membership plans. I think it's a real gift, and a lot of times it goes underutilized in marketing, right? It kind of feels like one of those operational things that you have in practices. It's there to, help you, uh, you know, especially if you're using a software like keep a membership plan organized. It's
Mhm.
something you talk about and need any conversation, but like, yeah, it's not a marketing thing, right? Absolutely wrong. For us, it's a great way to start a conversation, and patients just don't know their options. Most patients are in an insurance mindset, right? It's either I have insurance or I don't have insurance, and that's it. So membership plans are kind of a new thing for patients to consider. And so it's something you want to wear in your sleeve. If you have an in-house membership plan, you need to make sure that it's incorporated in your marketing. Where should you do that? The first place you want to go is your website, and you want to make sure that that membership plan is really clearly articulated. And one thing that people often miss is it's such a great opportunity to generate leads. So as opposed to just telling people about your membership plan, make it feel like a product, make it feel like something that people can opt into. And what that means is you want to have a button that people can click. That button could say get started. So it almost feels like they're enrolling. That button could say learn more. That button could say see if you qualify. And the goal every time is to get someone to give you their information so that you can follow up or your team can follow up and actually help educate them and enroll them, right? That's what we want to do, get them into the office. So I think the first key takeaway here is make sure if you have a membership plan on your website, it needs to be clearly articulated and you need to allow people to opt in and get more information by giving you their contact info. So that's the first thing. The second thing that we really like to talk about is having a more robust conversation about what is dental insurance and frankly what sometimes is the difficulty with dental insurance, right? Because a lot of our patients want to think about dental insurance from a medical perspective. Oh, I've got medical insurance, dental insurance is the same. I think most of our dentists would disagree with that and say it's absolutely not the same. Membership plans oftentimes are that counterpoint when you're talking to a new patient and you might be out of network, right? Saying, well, we have a membership plan. And frankly, at the end of the day, this might be about the same as the dental insurance that you have. And here's why. Let's walk through it. It might be a better deal. So in your marketing, on your website, in your social media content that you're creating, talk about dental insurance, educate patients on how dental insurance works and why membership plans are a great alternative if you don't have dental insurance or you maybe don't have a dental insurance plan that you really like.
Mhm. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, so rewind a little bit. When it says you want to make it feel like a product to have a button that people can click on, where should that be on your website? Should it be like, because you know how a lot of the times the website, uh, I mean, you make a ton of them, right? So it's like they have the new patient special, they have all these other things. Where should that be?
Yeah. I think there's a couple places that we like it to live. If you have anything that's important on your website or anything that's important to communicate, your homepage is the go-to, right? So if membership plans are a significant focus area for you, you need to mention it on your homepage. Say, hey, we have membership plans. Click here to learn more. But I think the ideal scenario is to have a dedicated page that's a membership plan specific page. And the reason for that is that it lets you also run ads or post social media content and link back to a page that talks all about your membership plan. So, our best practice is to tease the membership on the homepage, say, hey, in a section, we've got a membership plan. If you're interested in that, learn more. When you click on that button, it takes you to a dedicated page or a landing page where that plan can be outlined in more detail. And a lot of times people have multiple membership plans you can opt into, right? It's not just a one size fits all thing. There's going to be 3 or 4 different packages that you can explore. And that's where a landing page really lets you go into more detail.
Gotcha. From your own experience, what have you seen work when it comes to like membership plans when they're conversating, right? Like let's just say over the phone they're talking and they're like, "Oh, I noticed you have this thing, this insurance, right? In-house insurance." I don't know. Some people call it different things, right? But it's mainly a membership plan. What have you seen work on your end?
I think the thing that you want to lean into both in conversations on the phone and in marketing is a monthly fee, right? So if you think about the way the world is moving, almost everything we can buy is broken down into a monthly fee, whether it's a subscription to Netflix, or I think a lot of us increasingly are seeing like if you want to buy this bigger priced item, there's all these services that are like, hey, we'll come in and do a microloan. This is the monthly fee. It makes it more digestible. And so membership plans should not be communicated in an annual fee, which I think oftentimes is the first inclination. We
Mhm.
should talk about it as a monthly recurring fee. And I think a lot of the leaders in this space, a lot of the companies, I'm going to shout out Jordan Comstock, at Boom Cloud, love the stuff he has to say about this. He knows way more than I do. Um, one of the things people talk about is this creates a reoccurring revenue stream for a lot of practices if you bill it monthly, right? So that means that you're getting that little hit every month, even though the patient isn't coming in. And you think about what happened during the pandemic, you think about, September, you think about ebbs and flows in the industry, having reoccurring revenue that's coming in, whether or not patients are in the practice, can be a wonderful stabilizing force for practice growth.
Gotcha. I like that. You're right. A lot of the times we do think about that as more like we try to get that lump sum all at once, right?
Yeah.
Like get the annual fee and then that's it. But the monthly recurring fee, it's easier to digest for the patient,
Yes,
you know?
it is. And well, I think there's that tendency to say, well, if we could get all up front, great. But if you can sign up 50, 100, 500 patients on membership plans, and you think about that little micro transaction, that monthly payment, that ends up adding up, and it ends up, it's just predictable revenue.
Yeah. Where could this go wrong? Like with your marketing? Like let's just say somebody does have a membership plan and then they decided to market it. Where do you see like it falling through the cracks or where can it go wrong?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing anytime we are looking at special offers, membership plans, anything like that, when it comes down to what's happening clinically, there are so many exceptions, right? And so if the parameters of the membership plan are not clearly outlined, if the exclusions and exceptions of the membership plan are not clearly outlined, that's where we have misaligned expectations. And I think that if we look at, how do practices get negative reviews? How do we have unhappy patients? Almost always, in my experience, it's misaligned expectations, right? And a lot of times that stems back to insurance, right? We know this. People think, oh, everything's covered by insurance, and then they get a bill, and it's like, I
Mhm.
didn't know that was going to happen. The same can be true for membership plans, because we know that once a patient's sitting in a chair, there's clinical obstacles that may come up that are not part of the membership, and the patient may be surprised and they may say, well, I thought everything was included for this monthly fee, and now it feels like it's a bait and switch. So I think really leaning into those exclusions and helping people understand what is included and what's not included is essential to making sure you don't have missteps.
Yeah. I think that kind of also helps build like the membership plan for you, right? Because if they're like, oh, I thought this was going to be included and you get that all the time, you're like, maybe we should probably add something like that
Yeah,
in there.
100%. I love that.
Gotcha, man. Okay, that's awesome. So then have it on the homepage or have like a tease on the homepage, right? Make it feel like a product, make it feel like it's something important. Have a dedicated page for it. That way you can also run ads on it. I feel like sometimes when we do these membership plans, we hear this, we think it's like easy to sign up a lot of people. In your experience, have you seen it pretty easy? Like your clients, like when they do exactly what you're doing, right? Like they have the landing page and everything. What can they expect? Like 50 people signing up in a year, more or what?
It's so practice dependent, right? I think there's a difference between a scratch practice where every patient that's coming in is kind of a new patient. They get to educate those patients versus an acquisition or existing practice where there's a lot of patients that are already set in their mindset of how they want to experience the practice. Um, and I think overwhelmingly the practices that do well with this don't treat it as something that they add and walk away from, right? So, you get excited, you take a call with a company that's going to help you structure this, you say, I'm all in, you get set up, and then crickets. What needs
Mhm.
to happen, and as important as it is to have this on your website, it has to be talked about in practice. And I think that for me, it's not a once in a while thing. It's an every time thing. Hey, did you know we have a membership plan? And why is that? Because that person may have great insurance, but their friend may not. So now they can remember that and say, oh, well, my dentist has a membership plan. This is something I'm going to share. And so I think that, the practices that do the best are the ones that have great systems. And that's true for everything, right? Great systems for reviews, great systems for talking about membership, great systems for talking about teeth whitening as an upsell. I know that sounds like a dirty word in dentistry, but upsells are okay, right? We're
Mhm.
helping people accomplish what they want. Great systems for talking about, the importance of, uh, you know, dental implants, all those things. It's systems that really predict success. And so you need a system for your membership plan to make it work.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate your time, Mike. And if anyone has further questions, you can definitely find him on the Dental Marketer Society Facebook group, or where can they reach out to you directly?
Yeah, so they can, check out wonderistagency.com. You can reach out and schedule time with our team there. Or if you have a question for me personally, you can email me at michael.anderson@wonderistagency.com.
Awesome. All right, guys. So that's going to be in the show notes below. And Mike, thanks for being with me on this Monday morning marketing episode.
Always a pleasure.